Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. November 2nd, 2022. November 2, 2022. You know, folks, this message might not be too long. But however, I want to refer on back when I go listen, come record a message again and again. When I listen to a message from yesterday. But this one, quick, we just want to touch on certain issues that no more. You see, Salon people, what will it come now? For we, it's about revision. This close to elections. You know, we read the background just now. We talk about the fact that SLPP still gets small much left. It's small much when they get that because we get a very weak opposition. You know, the civil society organizations, them, the stakeholders, them, the one who for hold governments accountable, women organizations, them across the country, you know, pastors, imams, the people that wait for stand up, intercede for the people of Sierra Leone. They're not lost, they don't disappear. But now, pass we get forget a peaceful president that they take for see they all they come back in the woodworks. They all they come out of the shadow for come make sharp mouth and run mouth. Now when they for defend and protect democracy. Now that democracy is being tested, when they for stand up and say no, we don't allow let one game person come, one president come, can destroy with democracy, take away the rights of the citizens. They all don't disappear now. Now so Africa day, now make with democracy, you know, they advance. They go say, hey, that's 60 years no more. America are 30 something years now for since they get independence.
Ibrahim, just quick one about something what you say about peaceful presidents and also the opposition. You know, I just want to much waiting peaceful. You know, we all get a tendency for be reckless. Individuals are very, very selfish. We all get a tendency. But Ibrahim, it just presidents and leaders them, now like Pekin. Now what you take now the hand or condone the hand, then they carry on with. Pekin get a tendency for make it become good or bad, depends on how you the parents kind of like bring and come up. Absolutely. And this is exactly how leaders them do. If you don't get people that will hold them to books, condone them, will they allow them to do all the rubbish where this and like when you talk about the proper opposition, focus on the parliament. That's why you hear the talk say now APC then get former ministers association. You see, we're seeing that the usefulness. They know they're already there so. Trade, finance, foreign affairs, you know, name it, social affairs, they defense, they know the problem. Tell me one panel former association, a former minister association there, we don't come out and challenge this government. If not Kemos say, if not Diana Konomani, if not Samuel Kamara, who that again? You can come also.
Right.
You can I can literally use my fingers to count them. Apart from that, Ibrahim, you see, individuals, we all get a tendency to be selfish, to become bad. The only reason we go make we not bad if the opposition are serious and hold you to books. Now, like Pekin, every Pekin get a tendency for Puel. Now, you the comrade, you make the Pekin, now you make them or you the Puel. Over to you, please.
It's a fact. It's a fact. But you see, a lot of people, and these are the things we're going to talk about. You know, you look at the drug epidemic in our country. We know say they don't dismiss them too so Jaman them where we all see, they on kush because they are a danger, they are a menace to society. People like that in their way get access to ammunition. You cannot have them on drugs and you keep them in the military. So they were dismissed, you know. But some people, you know, a lot of these issues that we get, we see the sexual abuse, the sexual based violence in the southeastern part of the country, especially in the Kailahun, Pujahun, you know, Kenema area, you know, almost cases them from January to this year, this month, so over almost 800 cases of sexual-based violence from Pujaun, Kailaun, because again, SLPP stronghold. If this was in the north and northwestern part of the country, all kind of rudeness they go arrest people, they make misbehave, all kind of way. But yeah, in this case, people that they call from order from above, you know, that case they interfere inside the judiciary the process. So the honorable member were in charge of the oversight committee where they look into this sexually based violence, and they talk and say the judiciary, which is that the delay. But these are all the issues, a lot of people. But we'll focus on this Alfred Peter Conte case. You see, if Fisher, nobody play hanky-panky, and I tell you like this, Alfred Peter Conte and then Cabal, then get connection with Fisher. I didn't know so they get connection with Fisher. Look at the ruling of Fisher when Alfred Peter Conte, 2 years ago, when he goes to the AYV, where he say, when they go to court, and the court where they go, the judge, now binary decision, now 0 or 1. The judge they either go tell them say they for resigning, not legitimate, or then they drive them. Yes, Now so it be. That was the ruling of Fisher. When Fisher go, it drove former President Kuruma, it drove Paya Sanede, it dissolved the executive of the APC, the executive that was elected by the people. You know what happened in the world? The executive that was elected by the people in Sierra Leone, the APC party, then Sidom, we see him, Alfred Peter Conte talk him. And at the town of this, Alfred Peter Conte and Cabal, where you check the Samsumana where they fought for and all these other individuals, they have a connection with the SLPP and that of Fisher for the game plan where they get for rig the APC, the game plan where they get against Dr. Sabura Kabara, for the one for make sure say then team up, say not go be a flag bearer in that country. We're not going for possible, not going for work, because they get for being flag bearer and subsequently the president in that country. We all forgive back a second chance, like I don't do across the board. But some people, these are all the things we are saying. Alfred Peter Conte, if you be say there was no connection with Fisher at a time like this, now any civilized society, when somebody they go against the ruling of a judge, it get the right now for issue a warrant of arrest for Alfred Peter Conte. The case they don't can go back to court. Then they wait for let the judge go and make an adjournment or make a decision final. Alfred Peter Conte continue to misbehave to the point where they go say they go sack Honorable Abdul Kagbo. Well, we not say they not get that capability, they not get what he take for sack him because that's why he elect him. Now it's a committee with.
And Ibrahim, you know, go sack Honorable Abdul Kagbo. The time we they not go court for what they buy. This is a ruling. You go sack him. The one they can court for contempt of court. The way Fisher see the ruling.
Right.
So that tells people let them know what he talks to. After the content, then they work with Ian Kabale, they work with the government and Fisher. Now the clear evidence is. The same way they don't go to court, say you don't do contempt of court. You don't go against what the court say. I tell you, I don't can sack Abdul Kagbo place the law and no say. What they do so, the judge are really about them. Now can do the worst.
Yes.
Then people say, no, essentially, then they say, Fisher ready for do so. Ibrahim, you judgment for past, they pass judgment. You not take a one for let the problem. So we Fisher one let the driver back. Remember the way Peter Court the go to court say, then by the do contempt of court. Then Peter move Peter pass and let me talk to them like kill them at court. We force them for let them walk, let them walk out of the party office. So that tells you people don't still understand. Even if they take that video, we pull, publish and we say let them listen to this video. They not make goodness for them. If saying I hate to hate people, they see this thing coming. We're not for those on this show today, Ibrahim.
Absolutely
so
correct.
They will not let us say we don't talk this thing about no talk because you know it had to that they make an effort for so road. If for some plan the road, then the beginning they say that the somebody get why they see pass me I get to you. Long ago this for not end, but they take them with with rudeness, take them with with any kind of thing. They're not local to the city now. They pass.
When the last time we APC be one get convention, when like right there when they begin at the Port Loco, was it Port Loco or McKinney? Right there, then they say they don't get an injunction, then for stop the meeting right there. So like they go back to the point where they make sure if we get serious courts system, legal system, proper judiciary, they could have actually passed this case. The judgment when I pass, like what you comrades say and what you they say, right. Ibrahim. The judgment when I pass, he know exactly what he is saying and ruling, except if you don't forget to be a big full judge. Over to you, Ibrahim. It's
a fact. I want to let people and see how then guys they don't connive for destroy the APC, and not only that, destroy Sierra Leone's democracy, and not only that, infringe upon the democratic rights of the citizens of Sierra Leone. Because again, Section 26, subsection 1 make them very clear. Say every citizen has a protection to their freedoms of assembly and association. And people that belong to these political parties, now them basic fundamental human rights, now them constitutional rights, that they for belong to a political party, and then for able for seek peace and solace in their political parties. Nobody know for hinder their enjoyment and enjoying their political party affiliations. This is what Fisher is doing. This is what Alfred Peter Conte here in Cabal, the one that formed the coup within the APC, they do to the APC party, and the brother, a community of the APC as a political party. Again, Alfred Peter Conte outside and come out for can destroy the APC. These guys are not even posing a threat to the SLPP. They don't even talk about what they talk about right now for letting people know why they not for vote for the SLPP. These are the issues to focus on. The honorable leader of the opposition in parliament, they should be focused. Then they go now across the country. 6 months now left to election because I think it's November, December again, and in January now. 6 months left to elections. 233 days to elections. Then guys, they are sit down. They're not to talk about these issues. Go across the country, take town hall meetings, them tell people, sensitize, educate people, and bring about the forgery of receipts and all that stuff that they will not happen. But Fisher, now in case we focus on today, Comrade Kocha, Cashbox, People's Power, Salon people, them. If for not issue a warrant of arrest for Alfred Peter Conte, they for arrest them for contempt of court immediately. Because why for continue for create confusion? When I see how they go strategically, the SLPP, remember again when Fatima Bio talk and say, APC no they get flag bearer. Now go no more. That's how they go to go on opposed. We don't say not possible for go on opposed. And the same thing, like I will say back, Alfred Peter Conte them, some people them. Unaga for open eye, what they can talk to APC people, Sierra Leoneans as a whole. If you don't so APC safe, this for bother you. Remember when this happened back like the SLPP when Kenya Yumkela they locked their gate. Comrade Kocha looking back at it, not to any political party in business. The government of the day in business for going to interfere inside political party when they get them problems inside their party office because the party office is like the embassy. That is their own area. That is their own solace. No political government of the day don't get no power for going to political party for go stop them. What's the pan? Unless you reach to a point where such a violence that erupt, police are called now. Okay, arrests are made, warrant, all that stuff. But we see them happening at the SLPP. When they block gates, man can you can let them throw APC on them. The government of the not going to interfere. I don't know why APC as a political party, where APC una allow the SLPP for use the court system for dissolve the executive because now make all this nonsense they happen. Because the SLPP, when the APC no interfere inside the SLPP affairs, President Koroma go mix inside it. If President Koroma be a treacherous person, if you want to go mix, it mix inside it. They mix up the SLPP to make them box up everything. But no, they left there and type and nonsense with the BDPan. So we see them now. So there is no way the SLPP gets any power for going to interfere inside the APC affairs, inside our party office day. But I make them dislodge the executive, pull them, drive them come to the party, because then I can today, if I assign them is still in that office day, all this nonsense not for the happen. But Salon people, these are the things we say. Alfred Peter Conte, yeah, people.
That example we give, we say SLPP during the time, we all see the rudeness they make because of the politics. But you know what make them make the rudeness? They stand as a political party together. They're not ever allowed. Imagine the SLP party office in a central police station. Everything they do, they call them Benghazi, now the no-go area. Ibrahim, all the one is former ministers now, former members of parliament now, all man they be the shooting that happen, all man see the politics. And they're not going to get the statement for talk say, hey, this in government or ruling, they're not one know than themselves. They sacrifice. They made themselves very clear, say, party business for me, party business, so not to government interference, a political party. We in the people say, hey, but I don't see government are they're unruly. Unruly for our own activities, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Then see this tier. Then they make us say, no, say they're unruly. No can do something, so they call the policeman inside APC office. Then get all kind of flimsy excuse. When I not take leadership, when I know we challenge here. Because Ibrahim, this is simple political action now.
Absolutely.
Because when I say we're going to court, what in the court don't heal 4 years ago? What's in the court don't heal by the MP?
Comrade. So that point.
When they arrested the
Comrade.
So they're saying that the tells something, the unsincerity.
Absolutely. So that point where they make so comrade Cashbox People's Power. When the ruling come on to April this year and do the ruling April, we'll tell them say we're not gonna court, so don't accept this ruling, Yaso. They say hey, time not there. They look now. These are the things so they say even the people the way they expect say within the APC as a political party, these are serious, you feel say are serious people. We'll tell them say we're not gonna court. All man, time not there. The party in the election now with the first for so time not again. Not to court send this one now. 8 months later almost. Not to court send this one out. These are the things we say, Salon people. It's so sad and it's so pathetic for those who country they go this way, they go so. All the affiliates groups them were there. Una all sit on and they watch them guy there, they destroy the political party. Former ministers, they all because they all get the agenda, communicate Cashbox and People's Power. Una come in. They get the agenda.
They get former parliamentarians in Mako. They get former councillors in Mako. They get former all kind of former they get. But then she don't. Then they destroy the party. They former them. They don't get no use. And they come and can't sign your party and People's Power. And can't sign. We go work months inside them.
Absolutely.
This is not to participate with the talk about this is about Sierra Leone.
Yeah, it's true. But the fact that yes, I know everything about APC, everything about SNPP affects like Salon. Wait. It's so painful for make we see democracy. They go down the hill. Then we sit down and watch them. Come here, carry on, please.
Comrade, the sad thing is
this law that's a low pet.
Yeah, the sad thing is
just APC pet number something. Mr. Foron say I don't time. Mr. Foron through the line say well. If your man say the government unruly, the government they bulldoze. Mr. That Mr. Foron should be much. I for not me less I should be much. I keep quiet.
Yeah.
I get presidents of goes alone, left, right, and center. Like somebody they go, then they ask themselves, they go. But because not something happens today at APC, not just APC that affect us, that affect them, make all the talks to Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
So man, they work this year, like you see me, I always talk to the time, this time of salon politics, like the difficult time, because the government can play the whole court when the CCA, they not make a cartel for destroy salon. After many years, and it's coming on the Pakaba 207. It strengthens the cohesion, it strengthens the unity, it strengthens the democratic principles, it strengthens the freedom of speech, it strengthens the right to protest, it strengthens the civil liberty. It can solidify 10 years to enjoy that thing. Nobody know the way they say the go salon. The things that say flag go salon. Nobody remember say that they talk in the arrest time. We see now with man become 4 years, they all not accept one thing. Now make us say this parliamentarian just go, they add bulldoze inside the constitution. So we now say in a law. Now the only time this the people for challenge government, they proudly talk say the government they bulldoze. This government no they follow democratic principle. Democracy is the first policy for abide by. Then they bell policy. Then they force you for abide by democracy. No say they bell you, they need the bell you. Then they go to man build on a paper. They are big. Now they say the local member of parliament. They say they go big president before they release them.
Yes.
Democracy is forcing the first person. Then they force you for abide by the laws because the law them dey. Now principles. If you don't critically, they force you for do.
You begin. Where he make goodness, you dey beg am for me left for stop for make goodness. What's that stupid society there? And I kill them picking and so.
But this system, they make all them. If you picking now, you dey say na so society can't like. Then get home and go picking the way to go discipline.
You go sit down. No, President Bio, they go beg am for making free, for make go free that one penny Alaki MP them. We go say Africanist person, don't believe am. Although he said something where wrong, but we still go kind of like talk or make them kind of like put on a cell because in an MP.
That's they say when member of parliament talk something inside the well of parliament, what did he say?
It's protected. Yes.
You get immunity from prosecution inside the well of parliament.
100.
Now he right as an MP. Cash box. You know what you see one of the things that because this thing not bother we no one aid this government here. For like government not change, we can't get the history of 1965 to 67. We'll get for this back and talk. So then we could depart on them now. And now there's only talk and say this time to go for a long haul. Can't see people and all the non-assassin only for bear president. 1965, when Rosa Parker, the one lady, the black man and get right now, boss inside transport America, this are the 60s old. We see that's if the black man sit down with man and issue up. We said that sign of the black man for snap. Wait ready 100 days. They make them the work analytic boss. Now so they end democracy in the first and Martin Luther King and force democracy for the black man and get the freedom. The Abraham Lincoln then they not build democracy. Democracy need the bell and need to get a cheap cash box. But democracy don't come from 1996. Between 2002 to 2018, the democracy almost be not enjoy democracy. That makes so all platform for talk. Because I said that the creative platform here, whenever the whole government accountable, make rudeness, call us all kind of Tolombo, call us this, call us all kind of things they do. But come on, you last 5 years, you say before they go to present, let's see. They are not keeping. What you can 4 years, in the count of 5 years, every members of parliament say, hey, the man, they respect democracy, they respect the rule of law. How they will respect on the building? How they will respect on any challenge them cash box? How on the bell, because if the matter baby not face the heat, say no, look like Ghana, not just example like Ghana. When they say when the MP, the opposition MP, our few governments, the ruling party join them, the finance minister, they don't pull them. They say if we don't pull them, they ever can parliament. No say for say we need to go. Say we need to even parliament city.
Yes.
We pass budget. This parliament don't sit down for 4 years.
Different from wait to Ghana, the same colony will get Ghana get, the same colony will get Nigeria get, the same colony will get Gambia get, South Africa get, the same British colony. Almost the same.
The difference. Look at Ghana. The reason why the one that we push we get money when they sick they go Ghana. Not because of that. Not the difference that comrade. Now this we they talk about how you bread you bed now so you they don't they. Over to you people sorry you want to come inside
Yeah, I want for coming Cashbox, Ibrahim Comrade Grita and Cashbox. Fambulem, our listen and listen carefully. the way how Ibrahim communicator and Cashbox then they articulate to a fine for law and listen carefully. You know, the angle way they might come if we not listen, we not going for comprehend. And a lot of time we Sierra Leoneans we they listen but not really comprehend. This now we big problem. As we listen to them audio, they are waiting our appetite now. Now for law we wait for tomorrow audio. When you will listen to this number, don't forget what's up. We next
absolutely true. That's so true. So true. Yeah.
Which we don't talk today, we don't listen today, we need to try.
If you say anything funny, like anybody will say something funny, oh, you make a laugh.
Yes.
Sorry, people's power gone.
You know, we need for now we learn from them audio that let me come the greater can talk say, not to music sing. If in an album there will be the mix, so for don't make bands on albums, we don't make money. The big problem in this country where we talk about democracy, the people who don't hold big office system, we don't hold big office system in this we more than this democracy. Now then they see this democracy, they die, they need to talk, then they are the quiet corner. Ibrahim communicator and Cashbox. The big problem now APC, now the All People's Congress Party, with all the experience and all the research where they do, where they up and down. Ibrahim communicator and Cashbox. Chief Samuel Southman, the former vice president, now the biggest problem at the APC party. You know, Canada party at all. That the biggest problem at the APC party and family when they listen to me, and they give now examples them for tell them show and say Southman are the biggest problem at the APC. Now they create all the problems there at the APC. When Alfred then go to court, then take this party to court, the biggest financiers then are Southman. When Alfred go na AYV, he goes sit down. Of course, when Ibrahim draw that reference, the man has a case. Would Alfred be the first to say the man has a case?
Dr. Samuel.
Yeah? That's Samuel Kamara be the first to say the man has the case. He said, and then go bring people them when we don't get issue with the party. How is not the possible way you study Cashbox when get issue with the party? But there is a lot of people here. Now, family will listen to me. When Alfred take over, waiting Alfred, we wake up one morning, then Alfred say they don't restore Southman back. A full press release say they don't bring Southman back to the party. We wake up one morning, they say they don't bring Southman back to the party. Now in the Alfred pull the press release, Southman not ever come and talk to the people, whether not so it be or not so it be. Keep yourself quiet. We go up and down now today. What do we hear? We hear that say Southman don't go pay subscription from 2015 to 2022. The same Southman keep himself quiet, he need to talk.
The man we go stand election for C4C, now he can pay subscription, but the time where he be there C4C, double gold. You know, I do not understand. Somebody, well, I don't know if APC in the constitution, but somebody that two party, they still that in party. I do not know.
Wait a day, come here, and I see your comrade. Come here, and I see your comrade. You understand, Cashbox? And this Southman, we don't ever see a resignation letter when he resigned from the C4C. But I want for educate the Aluna State, they want to already understand how the APC constitution did. Southman, he writes a letter to NAC. NAC now the second highest decision making body now the All People's Congress Party. The second, not to the first, the second. When he writes a letter to NAC and tell NAC say he won't come back now the APC, he won't come back now the party. NAC for accept this letter, NAC for hold this letter. NAC tells Southman say they pull you from the delegate conference. Now the delegate conference get for count you. When this letter when NAC accepts from Southman say in don't can the APC. Cashbox, if you apply for job, they accept the letter. Me say they don't accept you at the job. They don't accept you at the job.
No, until you get a letter back.
Application, the for all the application.
Yeah.
For all of when all are not me say they don't employ you.
Yeah.
Now the problem is APC.
People's power, you're a clever guy, man.
You know, now because Southman, he don't write the letter to NAC, he tell NAC say, no, I want to come back to the party. NAC hold this letter, And when NAC don't hold this letter, people have said now Southman don't come to the party. A lot of people We don't understand. They say, no, why therefore even receive the letter self, they will receive the letter, me say they don't take in at the job. No. They will receive the letter, but letter we don't qualify for the job, no go give the job. So NAC don't receive this letter here now. Now we all be gonna be demand where they go pull South man. Some of us will be very, very angry on that kind of decision. We'll be happy. We'll not be happy at that time. The decision go. The highest they making decision body when at the delegate conference they go pull South man. And the Lord said we say the delegate conference now for bring South man back to the party. South man don't be the second man at the country for completely 8 years. South Sudan are the longest serving vice president since when we return back to democracy. The longest serving vice president is served for 8 years as vice president. And knows the constitution, the APC constitution. And know waiting for bring her back to the party. And no eye for Canada party. It's serving the Salon constitution. It's serving the APC constitution. For tell you say South Sudan are in the machinate. South Sudan are in the aid and the bet all the things the way Alfred do. Alfred don't go meet that man in a corner where they don't expel from the party. Say that man they don't pay subscription, they don't come back to the party. They don't go meet that man in a corner. But now South man no more today, they go say they don't state South man. Tomorrow they go say South man don't pay subscription. This South man will not even when they see resignation, it's not this for see. We will not ever see resignation. Then this South man will not ever go delegate conference for bring her back to the party. Because the delegate conference na in the go determine whether South man will come back to the party or no go come. Warawere. What do we say? There is a South man don't go pay a subscription from the 2015 to 2022. That man will be don't go form your party. It don't be flag bearer na your party. Now the same South man at this, we make today a lot of people they get a lot of equity and escoma. Ibrahim congregate and Katbo. South man are then a public place. And then I all feel they take people in this country say na anescoma na bring Ebola na Salon. You go imagine that? This na a former president, people don't go believe him. They go believe him, Ibrahim. So such a position the way they all na a country, Ibrahim. Any 20 talk people they believe you. Yeah. Especially when the man don't be vice president.
Under the very APC party where he was. Look, another problem for making come back. Yes, see my first Ebola Ghana Salon.
Yes, and the schoma.
And he hasn't apologized yet at all. For saying that, or the man confirm and say what he be talking are true or not. No, he hasn't apologized at all.
He said the documents that they to effect. Yes, he said the documents that he said there is a document where the show say and a scomana imprint the Ebola Kamna Salon. This sounds manner. And then a public place he said and a scoma bring the Ebola Salon. You know what? Congregation can vote and a scomana a true Democrat. With all the kind of the way South Sudan talk against and a scoma, a look am a left I know do nothing. You know, so let them go arrest them. Because the kind of allegations then you make them against a sitting president. Believe you me, the next moment for Fenny inside jail, we lost over 4,000 people. Over 4,000 people. The time of Ebola, then you go team up. You provoke the people. The loved ones then die. You provoke the sin and the stomach and kill them. Now bring the Ebola camp. Cash box. That same individual then I never create the problem now soon at the APC. That same individual then I want bring back soon at the country. This way say and as command I make 4,000 Sierra Leoneans then die. 4,000 Sierra Leoneans then Ibrahim congregate and cash box. He said the documents date to the effects. He said because in order for sign for the Ebola come at this country, now make an Eskuma drive at the party. Now make an Eskuma sack him as vice president. He said because he not agree for sign and he get the documents them, he go produce the documents them. The people where their loved ones then die, a lot of them men they don't talk. Let South man bring this evidence for me. Let bring this documents for me. Then we go all Anescoma responsible now say Anescoma, look the document, look the evidence. Now you bring Ebola to this country. Ebola not to a natural disease. And same way so Guinea they say they go call Anescoma, the Liberians they say they go call Anescoma, other nationals they who say Ebola they don't give people them. Then go call Anescoma. Who say Anescoma pull Ebola? Who say he pull Ebola? Who say Anescoma pull Ebola? The same South man now today he say, hey, one can rule this country. Dishonesty. dishonest
because politicians feel say now where they lie, now make them better and good politicians.
Thank you, Cashbox. If they talk, and if you say, at that time, and Escoma they get the power. For them, they go say, well, then go arrest Sansmana. Wait to talk against an Escoma, so you don't get the evidence, let bring them. And this Sansmana is still quiet under Madabio in government. This Namawe don't serve as vice president for 2 terms, 8 years. It is see Madabio, they kill people in the talk. Let them show me one tweet where Sansmana don't tweet. I don't know, sometimes Sansmana still use button phone. Sometimes they use Android phone. Sometimes they use iPhone. He still use button phone. Ibrahim come request and catwalk.
Right.
Come, you know one day suicide Sansmana tweet. I know one day suicide Sansmana did on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp. I don't ever see on social media with all the bad things the way they happen at the country. Ibrahim come request and catwalk. Sansmana no ever talk. Let anybody bring the evidence for me. With the show size Sansmana don't challenge the SLPP government. Let everybody bring the evidence for me. We don't show who size Sansmana challenge the killing of Tombo, the killing of 91, the killing of McKinney, the killing of Pademba Road. Let it come and show who say it don't come and challenge this government. When the government done the economic meltdown where we don't get so, you don't be a former vice president. You know what's not the economic policies. You know how economy for go. You know how a country for run. It never come and challenge Madabi in government. It not ever in life, it not ever challenge Madabi in government. Now I make a talk earlier say, we don't know whether Sansmana still na bought phone they use. We don't know. Because if they use Android phone, or they use an iPhone, you must go down to see the things the way the Africanist press they publish. You must see the things the way Congregates they talk about. You must go down see the things the way Ibrahim they talk about in Facebook where it can go live. You must see the things the way Cashbox they come, they analyze for the country economy. You must see the things they never tweet, they never talk. This Southman always say want be president, they say want to take up leadership, you know before challenge Madabi in government. It is see the unconstitutional things they need to talk. You know clear, I know. It just get cockroach in social media. Then cockroach then cockroach. Some man not talk at the age of 12 years. Now some man talk. Now I can't talk on social media. They don't even sabi talk fine. They don't even sabi pronounce fine. They don't know how to articulate. They don't even know anything about governance. They can't talk. Now then they can't talk for Southman and they talk. Ibrahim, now so matter be obey. In 2016, 2017, 2015, 14, Madabio na so everyday. It not be the talk, it then a quiet corner. It they pop them about at the SLPP party office, let them beat Yom Kela. It they pop them about at the SLPP party office, let them throw a pistol Yom Kela in my head. It they pop them about at the party office, let them beat John or put to Benjamin. The IJ cover them. The chief human or cap pen them. In the talk. Now the same thing, that in South Sudan they do so. In all Canada APC party at all. Because now the National Delegate Conference can go qualify Sansmana for making come to the party. So Ibrahim, if we get them dishonest politicians they are, they need to talk. They know what for no. Sansmana in one grain the kind platform we forget for challenge Madabio as a former vice president. Because he knows it all. He don't be the chairman of the police council. The vice president and the chairman of the police council. Sansmana be the chairman of the police council for 8 good years. 8 good years, he be the chairman. He see the way all police they misbehave so. He not able for come and talk. He see the way government ministers they misbehave. Madabio they misbehave. He need to talk. How the parliament look this PR system. In company all the tweets then they can't they talk. Southman and they talk. Now this kind of person now want for be leader. They can be president. He not able for defend una now. One are they in opposition and now una need the most. Salon people and now una need Southman. Now una need the most for let defend una. Let team up for una. Let advocate for now. Let talk for now. He can't do that. He can't. He never did that.
People's power.
People in Cashbox. Yeah. You know people in Akono. Now so Sansman as you don't Akono. Madabio go take generator on Akono. He go take generator on Akono. He roots on Akono people and he can't go. Sansman never say anything about it. He don't talk. With all the things that will happen at this country, boy, you don't be vice president for 8 years. Salon people and give opportunity. Now you say one can lead. You want to be president of the country. Now you wait for the defending people and they defend it. You know they talk for the people there. You know what for no? You know look PX system and they bring Castle. Southman, you go then a better position for explain what this PX system pass Ibrahim Communicator and Caspos and the people's power. You don't need governance. Ibrahim, anybody we don't do as vice president for 8 years, you know the experience we get.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of experience.
The experience we don't get 8 good years, Ibrahim, 8 years, not so 8 days old. Not so 8 months old, not so 8 weeks old, 8 good years. Catch what? You can calculate down there for me how many thousands of days they want in day. This man need to talk. This man no care. This man no want to know. Then the rape woman in this country, Southman and they talk. They need to talk. Then they beat beginning at this country, Southman and they talk. Beginning the foot and they rot in this country. This man we don't benefit for 8 good years, Southman. No one day salon person no benefit out of Southman. Now he no more don't benefit out of the country. I no more don't benefit out of the country 8 good years. Ibrahim, dishonesty, dishonest politicians. They need to talk, they need to speak, they don't want to know, they don't care. Now Ibrahim not eat, no drink. Now they that's so. Cashbox not eat, no drink. Now they that's so. Comrade Peter, he left the military. Who signed they pay money for sustaining his family. If the comrade be say they didn't have the military, if we don't go past the south side the day, but comrade Peter sacrificing life, he sacrificing job, he sacrificing family, he left there, he can't sit on at the media for defend the APC, for defend democracy, for defend the people them. That's where comrade Peter gets for left in job. That's where he gets, now job comrade Peter know what? Now jet ski comrade Peter know one jet ski, now better no one better. We all now the sacrifice for families. Who now we don't bet you, Southman, you don't bet you for 8 good years, man. You can't talk. You need to talk. Come and tell Alfred, say, no, Alfred, this is not the way this was for Canada party. Not the way this was for Canada party. If I want to inside the APC, let go through the National Delegate Conference. Why go through the National Delegate Conference? I can't say, but now they push them, now they show them. Then it is set him out, he need to talk. They set him up, you need to talk nothing. Keep yourself quiet. You don't go pay subscription from the 2015 to 2022. Who say you be there? Not to see for CBD. You will go tell me say na Escoma being Ebola now. You get for bring that document there for we. Now the same Southman away there for 8 years at the APC. Now you go tell people they say APC fail.
Yes.
In the part of the failure of APC, he did he not resign. Cashbox, he not resign.
Yeah.
The German APC be the fail, he not resign. He not resign, if they get salary, if they do in timber business, if they travel I want, a family member then they benefit, he not ever resign or APC be the fail. Where APC don't pull and I say APC fail. Cashbox, dishonesty. Over to you, Ibrahim.
You know, people's power. People like Sam Somana, you know, and it's a good thing we bring the points that we bring come up. So because you see, then guys there they walk underneath slimily, they walk underneath. They destroy the political party. This is not the same person we come out with a form of C4C. The C4C delegate today get almost 8 or 9 seats in parliament. Now correct me. Now the same person this we come out, we talk of say the President Kroma, now bring Ebola. To this day, you know, apologize. But you see, I wish President Kroma before don't use the laws effectively. When somebody make an allegation against you of that magnitude, you know they see though you left and almost say, oh well, you know, let people make a figure out things for themselves.
Ibrahim, if President Kroma be go old Southman, he said this you don't like me, can't bring the evidence. Now we the same sense you don't step. Now we go run back, go talk say, but honest Kroma, he they run after the man, what the man do ba, but left the man. Waiting at this. Now we the same salon people in back. Now we go up and down. Go begin criticize and Escoma. Yeah. They oppress person. They suppress. This now oppression, bro. Now we go to talk.
People's power. It takes
best leader ever. Don't get
absolutely, I agree. But again, it takes effective communication and education for let people understand these things. You see, because there has to be a precedent. It's just like we'll get Section 51 of the Constitution. We President Kroma before I use for remove Sam Sumana, especially when I all remember the timber gate Wahala. And also, remember that investigations they were Sorio Samura through Al Jazeera.
Of
Then
course,
they
of
report
course, of course. It's
where
like it.
Samsung Mana is on video where they tell people unscrupulous business people for say go give them access for able to go and harvest timber. And they tell them say all you need for do now for just clear first the vice president give him 50,000. And he's on video telling the guy and say I can lift the sanction on the timber for now. At the time when the president will already pass an instruction say we for protect we forests and we natural vegetation. Nobody know they harvest timber in the country. Waiting President Kurumam Frondu, now for use the constitution at that particular point, when at the same constitution where they remove a sitting president, that same constitution, the section 51, they remove a vice president for misconduct in the office. All them for do now a vote of impeachment. And the parliament should have been able, but again, it goes back to which you say so. I wish President Kuruma, when somebody come and make a defamatory, that is defamation of character. For can defame character, you talk and say 4,000 people lost their lives. It should have been the responsibility of the system to say, you know what, we cannot allow let one person make such a comment and statement about a sitting president for say na bring Ebola.
I understand that point there, but you see, my papa can get one parable where they say that's true where the poor maridos not to come. Even though it is true, Ibrahim,
because the reason why I make this point, why I should on lost cash box, you come back. Yeah, Kashi, the reason why I make this point, why I make. Oh, you good, Kashi?
Yeah.
The reason why they make this point, Kashi, the reason why they make this point, I want people to understand. You see, because today, Samsumana should bury his head in shame. If for clipping tail between his legs them, and not for even come and can't say anything other than just continuously they apologize to the people of this country.
Then they continue for. But that's the point where I make. Like, yes, it is like president. Within President in power for kind of like for those sue him for defamation of character and all that. But one thing, like as I say, people probably say that's who the poor maridos not talk. Ibrahim, Africa or Salon, I believe say we for dinner place where Bokutin and they where we for actually they think about we image. Even though when President Kuruma sue him, it's also it could well image because they see and say people are not just for this, you don't know more the life and person. You see, but waiting and look see, like because this now statements where Samsumana make during like the campaign time, the election and all that in the. But you see, Ibrahim, all that in there now for make you see and say, let bygones be bygones because we can't get reputation. I don't want to make the corner people and go begin to take and say, oh, I go after them.
Kashi, I don't let you forget to not forget saying that we this way they talk say we get for protect we institutions them and the way they bring that restoration day of the confidence what they all talk about is for begin apply some of these statutes within our constitution for make sure say investors and international community see that we are.
I agree. It just like go back to the point where I make about the COI. Even though it is good, COI is good. But one thing when we go always the same, because of the nature of we politics. For instance, like Samsumana, talking about Samsumana, it could have easily for make the Kono people and for those say, oh, now it go after we Kono brother. The point where they try for make Naya Ibrahim, even with the COI, where it's supposed to be good. If people let see country money, it's supposed to make people pull up and make them expose them. But the danger is the tribal politics where they play in our country. The moment it cause more tension. It cause more bad than good.
And Kashi, so your point. Yeah. To that point, Kashi, not forget saying we get what we call the civic education, right? Until we get with people close to the river for let them drink that water, let them begin educate themselves and understand. Say these are actions that should be taken.
And that's the point. This civic education, we've been doing it for 4 years, and people are still out there thinking that the parliamentarians cannot be held responsible. It is a time. Ibrahim, we give a condone bokuts in them until everybody in the country gets to a level where they see, say, where they go after somebody, not because of his tribe. But as it is right now, it's still the play now with politics. Heavily now with politics. The tribal card is heavily like on play now with country, Ibrahim. So like the point right there, I understand. And the guy defamed President Koma in character and all that. And yes, we all been there. Come on, we all been there against the sacking of Samsumana. We all been there against
why I was against it?
It was right.
Kashi,
Yes,
you know why I was
course.
against it? Because we did not get enough information from the side of the
Absolutely.
president.
Exactly.
All what we know
Exactly.
now, like they just look the man, they pull no more, because we
Yes,
didn't know much about the timber wahala, all the
even the reason why they sack him, we know, like the reason wasn't kind of like
it wasn't there.
It wasn't clear to us.
It wasn't clear.
And up to today, an officer we even know, not even because of the timber. Like they say, they suspend them from the APC political party. So anyway, I don't want to go into that. But Ibrahim, let me go back to the point of like the Fisher where we start earlier. You see, Alfred Peter Conte, when this thing be happen, like you talked about it, you show video, the binary theory of Alfred Peter Conte. I came and say, you know what, Alfred Peter Conte can be this gentleman in Peking or this gentleman in Peking when nobody no get mind touching that area. Imagine Alfred Peter Conte, as we talk right now, so they don't make two decisions then after they don't care and go for contempt of court. Two, one for bring Sam Sumana, the second one for sack Abdul Kabu. Two decisions. Imagine, these are things them where we're liable to even make the contempt of court worse. But they still they do them. Ibrahim, you know, if they say this guy, now blind man, we don't mash stone, I make it they say, I stone you. It is clear, Ibrahim. Nobody no go tell me, say, this guy no gets backing from. Sorry, like I just get called. You get me now? You get me now, Ibrahim? Ibrahim, you get me?
I'm gonna get you, but you need to get me.
Okay, yeah. Even Fisher, Fisher, when no in ruling. Like what's in corrector say, you don't need for kind of like go back that it's going board. See, this now 2 weeks, today 2 weeks since Fisher. That's why they beg Evangelist Samson. This is the reason why I can tell people and say Evangelist Samson Imperial or this decision when Fisher come, now just a sweet now. We go and get to APC. If we just want to get a sweet, because many attention come out from Evangelist Samson in that one. Now make it come like I say, it can talk about Alfred Peter Conte. These are all calculated games. How can we trust Fisher? I know Honorable Abdukabo say, oh, we can trust him and all that. He get absolute confidence in him. You know, talk like a professional, talk like an MP. Yes, I understand. But comrade, Ibrahim and People's Power, there is no way this thing not calculated. Like, imagine, this now 2 weeks we talk about 2 weeks. 2 weeks for a ruling where you pass, you know the intention. Like when the lawyers they talk the intention of the law and all that thing, and the intent behind the law and all that thing, and of the writers and of the constitution and all that rubbish there. You know the intention, you know what you write. How can it take you 2 weeks for past case? Every time APC, when they get to PPRC, then they say they get 30 days for me, then get something. They get 21 days for me to become law. Then get this. Everything where APC don't do, they always get 30 days. 30 days. You only have about 8 or 7 more 30 days, and that's it to election. Do we have that rubbish time? Comrade, can these guys not make political decisions? You get the former Ministers Association, you get the Big Six, you get the former Ministers' Wife Association, you get the former Parliamentary Association, you get the former Councillor Association. So former. So what thing they do? What thing they use? What thing they live for? What thing they exist for? The Big Six. Come on, for God's sake. You know, them blind fool, they ain't game they out and they play with APC. How can APC not see? APC, all the politics, the politician in a salon, waiting them politics there about now for make them sabi talk, make them lie to the people, make them convince them with fake promises. That is what they think it's politics. Ibrahim, comrade, and People's Power.
You know,
Ibrahim.
Kashi,
I mean, comrade, I don't know.
Kashi, that is why we have to start calling these players where they're underneath, where they show face, but we see them and we know say they are the ones responsible, because silence is consent. With everything Alfred Peter continue to do to the APC as a party, then you get people like Kelfala Marade now. They position himself now for the flag bearership. I've been exonerated from the COI. My name not the day. Me I not thief nothing. I not take no money in this country. I say every day. Now my salary you didn't pay me if na be $2,000. I didn't pay me now. I get now. Don't so. You know see what poor. I not get house in London. Self look me mansion in London. I not so. Now whatever they walk over. See all my life now I get this mansion so in London now. You know, but these are all the things we are saying. So we have to start calling these people out, these undertones, these people over there under. Some Sumana, if you go see for C, go see for C. If you dissolve C for C, dissolve C for C. But go left, you didn't see for C, why it's and why it's Naya. They destroy the APC party. APC party, where again, when you look at the circumstances of this guy, how he even come and become, a vice president. Mysterious circumstances.
Ibrahim, Southman, now they all be going to Ghana, the Southman, the Yunkela, the Mother.
We meet with Mahama, yes, John Mahama.
Of course, now they all be go there. Now they all be go. Usa Yunkela be go transport policy.
Yes, we'll resist. Now then go this. Samsumana be there. Samsumana was right there. So again, I say, the politics of the country, until these politicians start to engage themselves into a brawl. When I say a brawl, not of physical altercation, but through using the court system, until we begin see that in the inside with politics, when politicians, they hold themselves accountable. Like where Samsumana, that time for that timber, where it circumvents the presidency authority, for give people take bribe, for give people access for go harvest timber in the country, we saw your Samura pool. President Kuruma should have just followed the confines, the dictates of the law, properly open up to the eyes of the public. Now the case this way in front of we. This now we vice president. As a nation, we're not going to tolerate this kind of thing. We're not going to accept them. We're not like picking it with a grow up for CCA. It's okay for the vice president to take bribe for make people in camp for can cut with natural vegetation there. If this man, don't do this kind of thing, don't commit this crime, he has to go as a vice president. The parliament get the responsibility now for make sure say they hold him for misconduct. And in a one, but I'm saying all of these things because people get to understand how we get for hold and change with politics. If salon democracy, I begin earlier what they say, when they say, hey, 60 years of independence, we're too young, and I make so. But no, 60 years is enough for Singapore transform their lives completely. They like it today. Now we all be in the same basket case. But they like it today, Singapore, Kashi, I don't know if you guys know about this. They get one of the biggest mega projects in the world, where for recycle waste. Then don't dig, then they go deep underneath the earth. Because they don't get enough land mass for even continue for get landfills them. So they want to begin go deep underneath the earth for go and recycle them, waste them, then dirty and all that and stuff. Then these guys are thinking 50 years, 100 years ahead of us. We with a small tribal fed confusion. They go arrest this opposition. They are not thinking about anything, and that is why over the past few days, they make do them video what they do for call people attention on the issues them where they on the side, the important issues that should be taken care of, the issues them where they affect the lives of citizens them on a day-to-day basis. So people go remember, say these are the things we for talk about. But no, we did a cut. Some money will be coming from China. How some be making money go to a salon. Then idiots them. They talk all kind of nonsense. These it's so crappy. That is why I say again, politicians in that country, until we get to the point. Now make matter be, I'm glad the way can do what you do so, because I hope say the next government will come, the investigations will go for open by the SLPP, the commissions of inquiry and the investigations and the Lord have mercy. I can only imagine, but at the same time, they get the responsibility for giving development whilst they investigate and Kashi come record people's power. Nobody know the give their excuse. They say, hey, low left now, we can't walk or fix. In that laziness standing of the APC as a political party, these guys will not left there again. We're going to investigate them, bring them to book, hold them. Everybody, Padino Dinaya, Secret Council Dinaya, from the president all the way down to that permanent secretary. Everybody will be get a position of authority. You would account. We open up the COVID funds alone, no more. That investigation there, and not small. Look at that. But we have to until because no go say, oh, they move on now. Low left time, they don't move on because then say one can't thief. These are the things we're saying. But the APC as a political party, Fisher for issue a warrant of arrest for Alfred Peter Conte effective immediately because this guy don't violate the warrant of a judge. They don't disrespect the judiciary system. But you know why you not go arrest them? Because now they all go sit down, they go outside and they go meet up. When they plan this plan for destroy the APC, then get in 2028 agenda. They say, what, Samura Kamara are unpopular right now, any people they want, but we're not get that chance. Even if it become flag bearer, we'll pull this party as they're not going to win election. But they allow Marabio for pass a PR system. They know they talk about all of these things, then they no more look this useless African Peter Conte Bobo America go sit in the country. Somebody will not go, no one guy. Go pull the party for people. They don't all sit down and watch them. Then the one who they support underneath, they all they watch this nonsense. And I'm glad we people bring the people like the Samson Manners because now they see Alfred Peter Conte and they pull receipts and they do, and they will come out and tell and say if you don't know that, if you don't know, don't play the devil's advocate, say no be no. But now I don't see that they do all these things. You go tell and say, me man, when I listen this case in a court. They will respect the ruling of the court, and they wait for due process. The NAC, the authority who could bring me back to the party as a responsible leader. Now that's something man for come out and say.
Of course, Ibrahim, that they say my one can rule this country. They need to allow for let the due process and take place in the party.
No.
You know, then they flout the laws them every other day. They see the one can rule country. You imagine that, Ibrahim.
You know, it's sad. It's sad. Look, the PR system. Now we so they want to forget about that PR. No, we don't want the PR system. Now I remember back in the days when Uriah Davis we be challenged Johnny Paul them. We tell them, say, why Johnny Paul them for car overthrow? You know, the 1997, at the time, we people are not ready for votes. People don't vote, then they elected government and they said that Johnny Paul them go lock and for Snapademba Road. But then you go back way to the early 90s and when they be called, they tell way James Jonah. And I know say, matter of fact, I go this small history about the PR system. James Jonah and TB work internationally. So they tell when we want for all the elections, where we say we'll not get constituency them. Now James Jonah, I even recommend when they're gonna be in money that 10 day, then call all the stakeholders, then call everybody and say, you know what, let we not go without holding elections. We can use what they call a proportional representation system for now. Because until we look for access those areas, but anytime we forget the amount of votes we forget that in place today, now we'll go, you know, we for at least get them votes today. Now the 10 that they come with the PR system. Again, the default, women say the way we will vote now with elections, now constituency-based elections. It is absolutely clear that only because at the time, then 10 and day, we don't explain this here a couple of times. So I just want to bring that James Jonah perspective. Then one day we go understand, then we be there and 10 and they know exactly. You know, labor unions, them, civil society organizations, them, you know, Marcela Samba, they know about all of these things. So I don't know why they talk about all anything there. We then go all that consultative meeting day for say, okay, no go without elections to those areas. Don't do the proportional representation because James Jonah, we don't get that experience. They say, other countries, they don't go, when they forget constituencies then they do proportional representation. So for this moment, Lord do proportional representation. Now so the proportional representation come into being. You know, so these are all things we'll get for remind people them. They want to forget about that. No, we don't want the proportional representation system. Can they like Honorable Cherry Coco? We know someone can come and tweet and write small letter. But what is the action? No, until you say the protest that you press release where you probably say you go organize a protest November 7th, now the 7th night they cancel. We don't want the PR.
Yeah, Ibrahim, we exactly, because we get 5 more days to waiting there for B. Not after the 5 days the protest get for happen. Now after the 5 days it get for tell we like because we get 5 more days when the protest get for happen or waiting at the next position because like we eyes them there on the 7th of November, Ibrahim.
Kashi, you know the other thing, you know feel say this idiot or this person that we're gonna make this fake Twitter account on Honorable Cherry Coco, you know feel say then sort of don't put a dent on that whole thing because now you know of course when Honorable Cherry Coco would deny.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Ibrahim. They just want to play with like they don't get nothing for do. Honorable Cherry Coco don't talk and say this get for big imposition. So whatever somebody in don't come and make a position clear, say it wasn't him that wrote it, and we are fine with it. The only thing and again I agree. When I saw it, I kind of like no, I don't think it like because Honorable Cherry Coco need for wait until the time period where in negotiation they go up to the 7th of November.
Right.
After that, now they come up with what he get for do. So that shouldn't stop him at all from doing whatever he wants to.
That's what I thought because you know again it goes to you know these miscreants. You cannot do that, guys. No do that, Andy. No go create a fake Twitter account on Cashboxing him for go tweet about that. Now crime. If they catch you around in a long jail time sentence that one day. Come on, that is the real cyber crime there. That's you cannot do that. But anyways, we look forward to the November 7th for but Kashi, the thing is why I say this, we're not hearing any hype leading onto this. Honorable Cherry Coco for the at least, you know, feel safe if put a statement out, let people understand what the statement is.
You know, Ibrahim, you always tell we say in a man where they play in politics in a like underground behind the scene. So since they play the politics behind the scene, let's wait until the 7th and see waiting the behind the scene get for yield or waiting get for bring for we. For me, like now the way they always they come say get behind the scene and know how to play in politics. Say so like this is the real time for behind the scene. Maybe they do the negotiation and behind the scene.
Right.
We don't want
which
to
we don't accept, but
we achieve what we were achieve and making sure that if the government no reverse them, then it need for call in people.
Absolutely, because Cashbox, behind the scene, and I know what you're saying technically, right? I understand all that, but that nonsense is behind the scene. We don't want our politics. That behind the scene, anybody who you talk behind the scene, I'm gonna go at you very hard.
Agree, Ibrahim, because at this point in time, we're supposed to get like press conference there now.
Absolutely,
because it need for kind of like call the attention of the international community. So when it bring the people out, the international community will know, will see the reason. Say,
exactly.
This man really try for bringing our attention. He don't do everything possible. Not do them. So by the time they are supposed to do that, but Ibrahim, maybe it's they do press conference behind the scene. The favorite one, bulldozing, like what in Congress can say, bulldozing and behind the scene. I don't be the two favorite words that we country right now. So let's wait and see.
Exactly.
For me, it's the 7th. It's the 7th. That's the time we kind of like begin to ask them now, say, when it call the people them? Because from the 7th is when it need for begin to tell we when it call the people them out.
And Cashbox, look, they not call someone Mohammed Kanawe Kone for this treasonous act. Like I explained. Matter of fact, in a sober country, Mohammed Kanawe Kone, if it be a public hearing, people for Kanyeri, why this man, members of parliament for the go after him.
Not only Mohammed Kanawe Kone, it's supposed to be need for someone, the president
as well.
For Master Gidi for Leopard. Because remember what Mohammed Kanawe Kone tell me, he say that
in consultation.
The president tell him, say.
Yeah.
So like they're supposed to summon the president and Mohammed Kanawe Kone, but for Master Gidi for Leopard to join the team, what are they go put on anymore?
Not so we can they go look.
Leopard, bro.
Yeah, can it?
With all the agree the whole the mass. Nobody no can go feed this leopard.
Look at we can the Yumkela way option. It looks like the bank governor, week old past 70 years, I would care about this one.
Yes.
Versus the president and neck. Let's take the bank force. Let's take the bank governor force.
Take on the bank governor.
Yes, left the president side. Then no go beat me there. Because say that name beat me, then no can beat me just now. He can lock me up. That's the fun. Yes, but an escroma want to sharp like a parrot. But you see, these are all the things we're saying. Take the parliament not summon the PR system in a responsible country. Ghana, if not be Ghana, this thing happen. The electoral commission are not Chris, first of all, safe. For common say they go declare PR when they get constituencies. We don't know say in basic English, black and white. It say we constituencies them get a lifespan of 5 to 7 years. So they do boundary delimitation, not less than 7, not more than 7, not less than 5, not more than 7. In a country where the constitution is black and white, in plain English, then they twist and they turn up. No, once you do boundary delimitation no more, then constituency where they exist, so then cease for exist immediately. Where we know say na lie. These constituencies then, if we don't do a boundary delimitation, 2024, like the 10 constituencies, they all they die. Again, section 38(4). And then 38A, we say the president can only consult in areas where there is no constituency at the time. Constituencies do not exist. We do not announce members of parliament in election. Now the president may consult with the NEC. This is plain English. So me, I want let mother beauty on the record. Let income sit down at parliament can tell them say, no, yes, na me, I say we forget PR system because we not get constituency at this time. Members of Salon Comrade Kashi. We'll get a long way for go. Well, anyways,
pain, man. Feel your pain.
Yeah, Comrade, any last word for we?
Then I think we don't see it all. I think we'll left fire because as we say, we get a long way for go. We endure for this long drive here because over 60 years of promotion, all the try for end so this is finance. Even they try for end, and people who feel say that the vulnerable plan, and they slowly then they grasp who they try for talk, and we appreciate that. The only thing we know for that. Because if you look what's happening at the politics today, a group of cartel people don't come for discourage people them for do the things they plan do, and so not they kill people and so many years. Not to by God, but discourage people they can't together try for either bring confusion between now or do things own they give up, or this young generation they give up because if we give up, Salon is finished. We know unless Salon finish, we want left a name like when the top of the Masulita Kane, the Nelson Mandela, the Abraham Lincoln, and other people them for say now they start. Ibrahim Asimezo Singapore. 1965, in Singapore, 17 men came together and it makes Singapore beauty. So, not to the whole Singapore, 17 people. Go read the book from 10th to 1st, 70 people and came together. So, God created this problem at the time. Ibrahim was still young, 60 years ago, now get independence. We're still young. We get many years for recover. Then country, so also except for the media, they don't build over 300 years. That tells you, not to today, they don't begin building country and democracy. So, 17 something, say, that's over 300 years, it's still in up. So, they're a long way. Now, then just so today, so we start them. It's better to late than never. Ibrahim, we get for starter now, and we'll not discourage. We call on each and everybody. Lot think Sierra Leone, not think political party or tribe or region. Let's think Sierra Leone because I don't look to get. If you did accept to get for one, you go one day. You want go, but if you don't make a high, you will not come out like fall. Fall will come on and host some money. If they say the host one like born, now me going fall for like I say, host been no problem. If the free the facility talk will be talking, it don't happen. Now me for like can no man go claim up stick them. That's so man they behave, low behave like say we want go back home and Ibrahim.
Absolutely. Thank you, comrade.